There was one particular night in late 2021 where I was roaming around downtown and I was trying to release some of the massive amounts of pent up energy that I had. I wasn't drunk at the time. I wasn't high on any substance of any sort. I was, however, experiencing symptoms of severe mania as part of bipolar type 1 disorder. This was in the middle of a 6-month long bipolar manic episode that I experienced. And at this moment in time, I ended up stumbling upon a hall called Serenity Hall. It was an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting place, and me being in the delusional, talkative state that I was, decided to enter into the hall. It was an opportunity to listen to others, and most importantly, to talk my mind off. And that is exactly what I did. I didn't know it at the time, but in the long run, I would derive many benefits from attending these meetings. Now, as you can imagine, Alcoholics Anonymous is centered around alcohol, and particularly alcohol substance abuse recovery. But there's people who go there for other addictions as well. So it's not exclusive to just people who have an alcohol consumption issue. I went in a delusional mindset. I was experiencing a myriad of symptoms, delusions and hallucinations. I thought that I was living in a TV show and that every move I made, every word I spoke was being monitored by some higher power. And I felt like I was living in a simulated reality where my own actions didn't really matter. Everything was scripted, and I was an actor in that script. It reminds me of that Shakespeare quote that we're actors who come on and off stage. So I saw these meetings as a place for me to step onto the stage and share my delusional thoughts and spill them out. And I recall at many of the early meetings I attended, my first meetings, I would go off on a tangent and exhaustively talk about things that were completely unrelated to alcohol addiction. I continued attending these meetings even after my manic episode ended, though. And this is where I started to feel the benefits. Because rather than seeing AA as a place to disseminate nonsensical, irrational thoughts, I saw it as an opportunity to listen and absorb the information from the life experiences of others. And it was from that which I derived significant benefit. AA is an opportunity to open up. The meetings are completely free of charge. And it's just a place where people impart so much wisdom into you. That's how I felt about it anyways. So in February of 2022, I actually started treatment for my bipolar disorder, was put on medications, and my mania got severely reduced as a result. I kept my attendance up at AA during the course of my treatment over the next 2 years. Even though I was depressed, I would attend meetings sporadically. And every time I went, I learned something new. Every time I went, I could relate to the things that people were talking about. I could relate to their lived experiences, and they could relate to mine. Now that I wasn't disseminating nonsense and I was actually talking intuitively about my alcoholic experiences, how they fueled my mania and psychosis, and other people were extremely supportive of me. And it's good to have support in this world. This is a world where we need a sense of belonging, and I was able to obtain that sense of belonging by attending these AA meeting experiences. In large part, what I talked about at the AA meetings was how my drinking began, how my drinking addiction began. I would start off talking about how alcoholism runs in my family. My family tree is abundant with young men who died from a young age, in large part because of alcoholism or diseases caused by alcoholism. The distraught and despair they experienced in their lives led them to make that choice of drinking alcohol, much like it did for me. I saw alcohol